Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As we all wait for that FIFA verdict from the South Africa protest onto the Ghana game, we're still getting some reaction, and the captain of the South African football team, who is also a player for SuperSport United, has expressed his opinion on the Ghana Football Association's response to South Africa's protest. He was quite surprised by it and said that South Africa did not have any issues with Ghana, which is quite interesting to me. We're also going to talk about the fact that the draw for the World Cup playoff has been shifted. Yes, it has been shifted to another date next year, which is quite interesting. The extraordinary Congress, 13th extraordinary Congress, was held by CAF today, and some interesting decisions, especially on the World Cup, were also taken. We'll be discussing all that today. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. So first off, the draw for the World Cup playoff places, which is set to take place next year in March, has been shifted from the earlier proposed date of December 18th. It has been shifted to now January 22nd. It was announced at the 13th Extraordinary Congress by CAF. And it was quite interesting because we all knew that the draw would be held next month, but now it is going into next year, January 22nd, 2022. And that has probably given some South Africans a bit of hope, because that could mean that a replay with Ghana could be imminent. Well, nothing yet said, but the SuperSport United player and captain of the South African national team has expressed his anticipation and anxiety in having to wait for the verdict on the Ghana vs South Africa game. He, however, believes they have a strong case, and was also commenting on the GFA's response to the South Africa Football Association's protest. He was quite surprised by the tone of the response by the FA, and reiterated that South Africa did not have an issue with Ghana. Well, I would ask him, why then did they mention the president of Ghana's name? And for those who have not heard that part, please go back and listen to the SAFA president, Danny Jordan. He clearly included Ghana in this conversation by mentioning the president of Ghana's name. While the SuperSport United and Bafana goalkeeper Rowan Williams said the wait for FIFA's decision with the Ghana game isn't an easy one. And now speaking at the launch of the Discovery Water Sisulu Challenge in Sandton on Thursday, Williams said he thought a decision with regards to the South Africa's complaint against Ghana in the FIFA World Cup qualifier game against Mogeti and Dice's performance in their 1-0 loss in Cape Coast was going to be made on Wednesday. Williams, who couldn't stop Andre Ayew's penalty in that game, hoped the Andile Ace Nkobo's presentation will sway things in their direction. We are waiting. We thought there was going to be some sort of announcement on Thursday, Williams said. They stated that they had discussions, but I think we have a very strong case, and Andile Nkobo's analysis of the referee was amazing. We are just playing the waiting game now. Williams said he was bemused by the visceral tone or visceral response from the Ghana Football Association with regards to SAFA's complaints with FIFA. I saw the response from Ghana, and we don't have any problems with them and the players, Williams said. But then Williams was the one who was blaming ball boys for slowing down the game. But everything was fine there. He says everything was fine there. Our only problem was with the referee, and their response didn't make sense. They are our brothers. We look up to them, and most of them play overseas. I hope we can get the replay and fight again, because we were the better side in the group, and that doesn't count for naught. The better side on the final day is what actually counts for something. Better side in the group overall, probably in terms of points, but in terms of the final game performance, South Africa were not better than Ghana. Let me just reiterate that. Now, fresh from the exciting 2-2 draw against Tshwane rivals Mamelodi Sundowns, where SuperSport came from 2 goals down to level the game on Wednesday, Williams said they will have to get past the disappointment of the Cape Coast game and focus on what the future can bring. Every third day, there is another game, so I had to take off my Bafana hat and put on my SuperSport one, he said. As much as that game is still on the back of my mind, there are many other commitments I also need to deal with. I need to change hats as and when it is necessary. So he is there saying that they don't have any issues with Ghana. They don't have any issues with the Black Stars. They are brothers. They don't have any issues with Ghana per se. It's the officials of the game that they have issues with. Well, as I said, Danny Jordan mentioned the president of Ghana's name in his presentation, and other factors also there leading to why they are filing a complaint. He himself also blamed the ball boys, and they said everything was fine. He's saying here again that everything was fine when they came to Ghana, but they were talking about the delays and everything at the airports and all that. Well, we'll have to wait for FIFA's response on that, which hasn't been forthcoming as of yet. Still waiting. At the extraordinary conference, as well as shifting the date for the draw for the World Cup qualifiers, we had the CAF actually supporting a 2-year World Cup event. Patrice Motsepe has been an advocate of a 2-year World Cup before, and this time it has been rubber stamped. They also talked about the Pan-African Super League at the Extraordinary Assembly, but then again they did not mention how it will work, when it begins, or the modalities. So clearly they agree that there should be a Super League. We fought against a Super League in Europe recently. I don't know why Africa wants a Super League. Concerning the biennial World Cup, Motsepe has been close ally of Infantino, and he has spoken in favor of a 2-year World Cup before. He says one of the biggest beneficiaries of a World Cup every 2 years is developing nations, Motsepe said at news conference last month, and will, according to insiders, advance the argument that additional World Cup revenue will trickle down to African members and boost their coffers. This comes despite the threat to the continent's flagship event, the African Cup of Nations. It is held every 2 years because it is used to bring in 80% of CAF's revenue before the Confederation started receiving financial grants from FIFA. Motsepe has become a close ally of Infantino and has pushed hard in recent times for the acceptance of his plan to increase the frequency of the World Cup. But he has met with considerable opposition from Europe and South America. CAF is also expected to ask for the formal approval of plans for a Super League, another Infantino idea that will see a permanent roster of some 20 teams with 1 or 2 changes every season. The Super League for Africa is a new competition because all of those other competitions are locked into agreement, and the money they get is not enough, he said. Similar plans for Super League in Europe failed spectacularly, but despite this, Africa has pressed forward with its own version. That is something that has been going on for a while now, and Motsepe has been an advocate for the Super League as well as a biennial World Cup, and have to state that the biennial World Cup would literally destroy the African Cup of Nations. I have to be very honest with you guys, because what will happen? When will the AFCON take place? How will players prepare for the AFCON and then play a World Cup? I think these things need to be really considered. Player health, and players are already complaining of fatigue. Players are already getting too tired, especially since the COVID pandemic happened and games had to be squeezed in and all those things. I think that this will fall flat on its head, because I don't know how we will all agree with the biennial World Cup. Europe have resisted. Arsene Wenger is an advocate for that, but Europe has resisted. Other South Americans have resisted, American nations, and the rest of the world is resisting. Patrice Motsepe, however, has literally more or less agreed to a biennial World Cup and a Super League for Africa, which would hurt us even more in the local leagues and everything. But I hope these things don't come to pass. A Super League Pan-African has been agreed on, modalities, starting date and everything, however, not emphasized. It's going to be quite interesting how the next few days unfold. But that has been it for today. Rowan Williams says they don't have an issue with Ghana, waiting anxiously for that CAF verdict, FIFA verdict on the protest that they issued. He feels they are confident. He feels they have a good case owing to Nkobo's analysis of the refereeing decisions. We'll have to wait and see. However, the draw for the World Cup playoffs for Africa has been shifted to January 22nd, as well as also an agreement on a Super League and a biennial World Cup at the CAF 13th Extraordinary Congress. Let me know your thoughts on everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the week.